Hello, I hope you're keeping well and fit in these difficult and strange times that we currently find ourselves in. Following the Prime Minister's statement and subsequent government clarifications, we've assembled a plan to try and get the club back sailing and on the water. This hasn't been straightforward at all, as the agencies that we depend on for our advice, such as central government, the local government, the RNLI, the RYA, Dorset Police and Harbour authorities have at some point over the last few days all provided conflicting advice and information. Indeed, the reason this announcement is quite so late today is this debate has continued within the club up until the very last minute. We believe, however, that we have assembled a plan that strikes the right balance, and this has subsequently been approved by the club's General Committee. This plan has now, or will very shortly, be published on the club's website. The plan is really quite straightforward and consists of 3 documents. The first relates to the club premises and in particular is aimed at cruiser owners who want to continue preparing their boats for craning in. The second one is for cruiser sailing, and the third one is for dinghy sailing, but it also covers the matter of summer storage, which has obviously been delayed. The plan does not contain massive detail, but hopefully has enough clear information to tell you what you need to know at this point in time. The main requirements of the plan won't be a surprise to you. Firstly, there is strict adherence to the 2-metre social distancing rule. We've all got very used to that. And this has to be stuck to at all times when on the club premises. Hand washing and sanitising. It's very important that you bring your own sanitiser to the club to keep your hands clean and to clean the surfaces upon which you're working, for instance, or moving around, for instance, trolleys or so. The final consideration is a little more detached, but is very, very important indeed. Our activities, whether dinghy sailing or cruising, or working on one's boat, must not add to the load of the emergency services in any way. In particular, we need to consider the RNLI, who as volunteers are particularly concerned about the impact and effect of COVID-19 on their welfare. A call out to them to deal with you as a dinghy sailor who's got swept into the run and in difficulties, or a cruiser sailor who's had engine failure because of poor maintenance in the run and has gone into difficulties, would not be looked at favourably, and we need to avoid it. There are recommendations in the plan to help you try and do that. So moving on, from tomorrow, the 16th of May, the club premises will be partially opened. The yards and sheds will be available and the toilets on the ground floor of the main building will be open. The changing areas and showers are strictly out of bounds, as are all of the first floor areas. So you are free to attend the site and to undertake sailing activities or to work on your cruiser. In respect of the latter, we request that those of you who are retired from work do not go to the club tomorrow or indeed any weekend. This time is reserved for employed cruiser owners. Those lucky enough to be retired should carry out works in the week. Please do comply with this as it will assist with social distancing. I'm afraid if you're a dinghy sailor who is allocated summer storage but not winter storage, you will be not permitted to bring your boat to the club until at least the 11th of June, which is currently the revised date set for summer storage. The craning in of the cruisers is scheduled and planned to take place on the 5th of June. This is a complex job in normal circumstances, but is made extremely complex by the presence of the COVID-19 issue. A separate instruction will be published in due course by Moorings and Storage to cover that day. Going forward, we're trying to set an ambitious agenda. We even hope to race a little towards the end of June. I do not need to emphasise that everything that we do is dependent on the government's position and how the whole COVID issue plays out. This is very much seen as a first step by the club, and we will try to keep everyone informed of how we tend to progress this in due course and as we move forwards. In the meantime, please do enjoy the new freedom you have to sail on the harbour and in the bay if you're a cruiser, and enjoy that time. Please do stick to the rules we've set and to the recommendations we've made, and then hopefully we can move forward on this. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend and enjoy the sailing if you're going out. Good evening.